Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated, backyard superstar Tim Vicious. And talking about Raw, this was a pretty decent Raw in my opinion. You know, I give it a 8. I give it a solid 8. You know, if they'd when I talk about the closing segment, if they'd have worked that better, you know, then that would have wound up making it a good 8.5, but I'll get to that when that comes to it. But moving on, talking about with the first one, first they show a little video replay of things that happened last week with Stephanie getting locked up, and, you know, it was okay, nice. And then you got Cena coming out, and oh joy, John Cena opening up the show. Yay. Look how enthusiastic I am. Really. Yeah, but anyways, he comes out and he's talking about on how, you know, he's gonna beat Brock Lesnar, how Brock Lesnar's a mercenary, he's just here to beat people up, all this, that, and the other. Really, John? Let me ask you, in the sport of professional wrestling, what is it that you do? It's certainly not sit in the middle of the wrestling ring and play chess. You know? I'm guessing it's not looking up random pictures of B. Arthur either. You know, but seriously, you're going to say he's a mercenary and he just beats people up and destroys them. What the hell have you done? Dude, that's all you do. That's what anyone in the ring does, basically. You go in, you go kick ass, and then you go home. That's the whole core concept. You know? But anyways, thank God Heyman wound up coming out, because he came out, started speaking on behalf of Lesnar, being his advocate and such, and being an advocate myself, I can understand all too well having to be the mouthpiece for it. Having to be a mouthpiece for your client. And Heyman reminded us all once again that his client Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak. And, you know, it started going on how he was going to wind up conquering Cena and all that, and I swear I wound up getting all different types of pissed when Cena wound up trying to start up an ECW chant. Dude, I grew up in the original ECW. You do not do that shit, because I guarantee, I don't care if you were going there as with the crappy ass gimmick you got now, the Doctor of Thugonomics, or even going as the frickin' prototype, you wouldn't have survived in ECW, son. That's just the cold hard truth. And I'm not talking about with just the ring wise. I'm talking about the fans wise, because the ECW loyalists, the fans, we would have wound up eating you up. We would have chewed you up and spit you out like you were freaking nothing. You know? But yeah, but Cena was talking about on how it's his passion, this is his life, his dream, and he just started going nuts and screaming, and honestly, and I've brought this up a million times before, when you start doing the whole screaming bit in a promo, you know, I get up, I go grab a soda, and I come back, and by the time I come back, I ain't messed nothing, because, you know, you're going out there screaming like this, you're not going to mess nothing. If you're going to be passionate about what you're saying in a promo, you don't have to scream. You can get stern. You can get stern, you know, like, oh, yeah, here like I am right now. That's a good stern tone. That's going to get your attention. You don't have to go there screaming at the top of your lungs. Because I guarantee there's probably people in the production trucks saying, he's talking way too close to the mic, he's going to wind up killing the speakers. But then Cesaro came out saying, even though I'm not a Paul Heyman guy no more, you don't get to insult him like that. And whoa, whoa, whoa. John, where do you get off coming out here in sneakers? Nobody wrestles in sneakers. Then again, you don't wrestle in general. Which, oh my God, that was beautiful. I loved it. Although, in regards to what Cesaro said, one, I wrestled in Chuck Taylor's, and two, you may want to watch on what you say on that, because Batista did kind of wrestle wearing Nikes. So, just saying. Anyways, it led to the first match of the night, Cena Cesaro. It was really nice. I really liked it. The only thing I wish that they did was, one, they wound up stop doing the commercials in the middle of the match. You know, throw commercials in either before the match starts or after the match starts, so that way you can lead into a promo. You know, but it takes away from it, because if you got a good, strong, solid match going strong, and right out of nowhere we'll say, and we'll be right back, right after this commercial break. Dude, you just killed your momentum. Because now you got people riding high watching like, yeah. Wait. Why are they showing a commercial for Herpexia? Why is that dude so happy saying he's got genital herpes? You know, things like that. It kills the momentum. But back to the match. It was a good, solid match. Cesaro wound up carrying that match through the whole thing. You know, I was happy at the fact that he got the Cesaro swing in. Absolutely love the European uppercuts he does. Truly, truly beautiful. Cesaro, I swear, if he ain't main eventing within the next 2 years, they've officially, you know, it's like they've dropped the ball, in my opinion, on that. Cena wound up winning the match, you know. Cena wound up picking up Cesaro. What a surprise. Got the AA, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yay. Yeah, what a big shock. You know, I would like to see, you know, and I know they're building Cena up to look good and strong going up against Lesnar, which is all well and good. But in all honesty, I want Lesnar to kick his friggin' ass, and I know I give part-timers a lot of crap on here, even the part-timers that I do like Jericho. But the point of the matter is the fact that they're having Cena versus Lesnar for the title. It's showing that they're trying to do something a little different, you know, instead of just giving us the same old crap like you're going to have Cena versus Randy Orton, Cena versus Kane, Cena versus Roman Reigns, and Cena surprisingly winning on all of them, you know. Whereas, you know, this one, it could go either way, because, you know, it's, again, it falls under the it's something different thing. Yeah, next matchup, it was a 6-man tag match. Miz and Ryback versus Dolph and the Usos. I really didn't see the point in this match, because where was the story behind it? You know? I mean, they're not showing anything saying that either teams are really feuding with each other. Ryback's obviously a heel tag team, you know, but they're not feuding with the Usos. And Miz and Ziggler, they haven't really done anything to show that they're feuding. It's just Ziggler going on there, one or two, and you're not even Ziggler. Cole saying that Ziggler's mad that Miz cost him the Intercontinental title. I mean, I don't know. Call me old-fashioned. I want my matches, if you're going to have a match on TV, have the match actually be part of the story for the character. You know? Like with Van Dinglehopper, you know? His matches. Granted, he's fighting a bunch of random people constantly. He's got no story with them, but the story that's actually going on with the match is the fact that his two exes are now running around with whoever he's going up against. That's the thing. That's where that story is. You know, Miz and Ziggler, what story is there? We haven't really seen any. Yep. I mean, the match, it was pretty okay. Pretty much what you'd expect for a Monday night, but either way, in the end, Dolphin Usos got the win, obviously. Next matchup, it was R-Truth versus Bo, and like I said, I absolutely love Bo just because I love the fact that I hate Bo. That's why I like him. Because, you know, he's just got that, he's got a face that looks like something that, he's got a face that looks like it got like one of those kind of faces that you smush up against a newspaper with silly putty. And, you know, the whole Bo Leave gimmick, it's just so ungodly cheesy, you can't help but either love it or think this is so freaking horrible. Oh my god. In which case, he pulls it off beautifully. That's what I love about it. And, you know, shockingly, Bo is now no longer undefeated. Oh yes, that's right. He is not he did not end that night at 18-0. He's now 17-1. R-Truth got the win with a surprise roll-up, and Bo had this look like, what? Kind of like that same look he had on his face like when he wound up realizing, okay, yeah, I'm not the NXT champ no more. Kind of thing. But he wound up basically, you know, grabbed the stick and was like, well, you won. Put her there. And then just proceeded to, like, just go nuts and beat the shit out of R-Truth. And then was doing a victory lap around the ring, and you could see the Hypnobelly just going like, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, I swear, that thing, it's like a train wreck. You want to look away, but you really can't. You know? Next matchup, it was Sandow versus Adam Rose, and Sandow came out dressed as an astronaut because they were in Houston, Texas, and making fun of the whole Houston and NASA thing, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I got the bit while he was doing that, and I know a lot of people keep on saying, "Oh, Sandow's getting buried. Sandow's getting buried." But you know, I've had conversations with some dudes, and you know, if any of y'all have watched this long enough, or talked to me on Twitter for a while, you all know for a fact I'm very stubborn and set in my ways. It takes a lot for you to convince me to think outside of my set of ways. And one dude, he wound up pretty much hitting the nail on the head, wound up convincing me otherwise. Sandow really isn't getting buried just because of the simple fact he's getting put on TV every week. So it kind of makes sense. How is he getting buried if he's getting TV time? Your talent's not going to get noticed and get liked by the fans if they're not on TV. And, you know, a lot of people are digging Sandow coming out with the random gimmicks. I mean, personally, I wanted him to come out dressed as Sting the week that they announced that Sting was going to be in the game, in the next WWE game. But he didn't. He came out dressed like he was doing like he was working at Sonic. Fuck that. Yeah. But yeah, Rose wound up getting the win in that match real quick. Wound up hitting the party foul, which, you know, I'm not that impressed with as a finisher. I know it's a face cutter, but it's just, it don't look all that neat. And as far as with the Adam Rose character, I'm sorry, but I'd rather hang out with Leo Kruger. Yeah, that's just me though. Next matchup, it was one that got booked earlier, courtesy of Hunter and Steph. Kane versus Roman Reigns. Kane came out, next thing you know, Reigns' music hit. And just as Reigns got to the ramp, boom! He wound up getting hit, and for a second there, up until they showed on camera, I thought, holy shit, did a fan just hit him? You know, and then wound up seeing it was Randy. Because Randy was pissed at Reigns, because Randy was going to be Plant was going to be the #1 contender and then didn't and all that. But, you know, next thing you know, Reigns wound up getting chokeslammed, came left, and then Randy proceeded to go all out apeshit on him and went like, it felt like 2009 Randy Orton-ish to me. You know, throwing him against the stairs, you know, and cleared off the table, got him up, wham, hit him with an RKO, table didn't break. You could see he obviously got pissed when that first happened because you see he just looked, he was like, ah! You know? Like that. Next thing you know, got Reigns again, wham, hit him, table broke. And then he got down. So they say the match was a no contest. I say it's obvious they're going to book Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. That's the truth. Next up, it was Finn single, so he's going to wind up using his right hand a lot more now, versus Primo or Epico, whichever one isn't sidelined. And Summer Rae and Layla came out with them, and you know, it was that one. Yeah, didn't care for the match, but like I said, like what I was saying earlier, his match actually tied in with the story that's going on with him, which was actually okay, which was that segment's only reprieve to me, anyhow. You know? Although I still stand by my argument, I refuse to chant Olay until El Generico saves all the orphans in Mexico. And, you know, and word is Kevin Steen's going down there to help him, so yeah, he may stop down in Florida. He may stop and be in Florida for a little bit first, but he's going to wind up going down to Mexico and help. Excuse me, and go and help El Generico save the orphans. Such great noble guys they are. Next up, it was ST Divas match. Alicia Fox and Cameron versus Natalya and Naomi, and Natalya I had absolutely no idea on why Natalya was out there, aside from the fact that they needed somebody out there so that way it wasn't a handicap. But yeah, it was Cameron and Naomi. They just kind of went all nasty on them, beating up Cameron, or beating up Naomi. Yeah, and Naomi got the win, obviously, but you can see that thing that I'm happy on. We're at least getting 3 different stories now going in the women's division. So they're showing that there's some signs of progress in there, aside from just the normal ST Divas crap that they've been feeding us. Excuse me. had something stuck in there. Next up, match of the night, hands down my buck, Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins. And this was beautiful. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, the guys, they both worked really good. They both are really good in the ring. I liked it. And yet, it's almost like, it was almost seeing like, well, to me, it was almost seeing like Chris Jericho going up against a younger version of himself, because Seth is very much so in the same kind of way Jericho is, you know. He's not the biggest guy, but he's definitely going to be one of the biggest stars. And aside from that, you know, the man can move around the ring just like Jericho did with no problem. And he did. Next, anyways, how the match came to an end. Jericho, well, yeah, Wyatt's wound up coming out, trashing Jericho. He wound up getting the win via DQ. They booked earlier in that night Jericho versus Bray at SummerSlam. Everyone saw that coming. Hopefully, you know, we know Jericho's only going to be here until September, so hopefully, yeah, he gets some good matches until then. Next up, final segment of the night, it was Stephanie McMahon confronting the one Bella that didn't get the boob job that's married to Brian, in regards to her getting slapped and arrested last week, and yeah. In which case, my big thing was, what kind of lawyer does Stephanie have where they have to make negotiations outside of a courthouse and have to do it in the middle of a ring, one? And I'm just speaking from first-hand experience, because not from being arrested, but from having to do legal negotiations in regards to a few different things. Yeah, look for me on Twitter and I'll tell you that, and those are private stories not meant for open ears. The walls have ears. Anyways, Steph came out, confronted her. It was, which one was it? Brie, that's it. The one that's, yeah, Brie, because it's easy enough way to remember. It's the one that's named after a cheese. But came out, was like, I'll do whatever we gotta do to make sure we could just drop this charge. I'll give your sister a raise. Okay. Good. So you'll drop the charges? No. What else do you want? I want ice cream bars. You can have ice cream bars. I want a private jet. You can have a private jet. I want you to bring back Phil Brooks. Hey, wait. No. I'm confusing fantasy and reality again. Man, I keep on doing that. I gotta get this. I swear, I need to go and get some help, man. Anyways, she wound up doing negotiations saying, fine, you can give your sister a raise. You want your job back? I'll give you your job back. In which case, I just looked, I was like, she quit her job about 2 months ago, and now you're gonna rehire her. Seriously? Because, I mean, there's a temp agency a couple blocks from my house. Their turnaround rate isn't even that high. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I understand WWE's going through some budget cuts, but damn! Y'all gotta do that? And then, oh, and the final thing that the Cheese Bella wound up making as a demand was, she wanted a match against Stephanie at SummerSlam. Steph was all, no, I haven't competed in so long. Fine, I'll see you in court. Oh, fine, I'll give you your match. And then they proceeded to start going and brawling and clawing at each other, and this one I'm kind of sitting on the border on if I'm excited for it or if I'm not, just because of the simple fact of, if it's booked right, they can make it look really nice, because you can have Steph go and look like she's, you know, getting into monstrous, like Hulk-like shape, like, and look like she's about to go and beat the hell out of her, and then have the cheese-smelling Bella go and turn heel and take a dive for her, or Steph can wind up bringing out hired guns to take her out. And there's a couple different ways it could get booked if it's done right. You know? But anyways, that's all for this week's show. That was the last segment. So like all normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure y'all also check out my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I get put in Twitter jail every now and then. Also, make sure y'all follow all these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. Vicky Earls, I am Danny Sunday, Mucky Morris, Axel Mulligan. Make sure y'all check out Axel Mulligan's YouTube show, Axel's Analysis. It talks about NXT, so basically it's a lot like this, but it's a hell of a lot better because it's on NXT. Sunday Segway, Sinfully Sabrina, Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Alva Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Make sure you also check out Ollie Ben and Masked Mark's TNA Turnaround. And Mark, you're a piece of shit. Also, make sure you give a follow to my client, who will be the new Raw General Manager, Bronx Bitch forever. Alright? And like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.